In the azure depths of the eastern Mediterranean, a hidden war rages on. Here, amidst tranquil waters, cables intertwine and signals dance. Unseen warriors navigating the digital frontier. This battlefield, devoid of chaos, is alive with stealthy strategies and whispered exchanges. Cyber espionage shapes the fate of nations, where silence reigns and information is both weapon and shield. Prepare to dive into the depths of this silent conflict. In the sun-drenched waters of the eastern Mediterranean, beneath the calm of the blue sea, lies a battlefield no one talks about. Not of tanks or missiles, but of cables, satellites, and signals. Welcome to the world of cyber espionage. Welcome to the silent cyber war. Cyprus, a small island nation just 300 kilometers from Israel, is more than a tourist paradise. It's a strategic gateway to the Middle East, Europe, and North Africa. This makes it a perfect listening post for electronic intelligence, what the experts call SIGINT. With British bases already wired into global surveillance networks and Israel's growing cyber ambitions, Cyprus becomes the digital eye of the storm. Unit 8200, Israel's most elite intelligence wing. Often described as Israel's NSA, it's the brain behind the country's cyber supremacy. From hacking Iranian nuclear plants to tracking regional threats, 8200 is everywhere and nowhere. While no physical base is confirmed in Cyprus, deepening ties, joint exercises, and offshore tech ventures suggest a quiet partnership between Nicosia and Tel Aviv in the shadows of global surveillance. Add Turkey to the equation, a nation expanding its digital and drone warfare rapidly. Cyprus, feeling the pressure from Turkish occupation of its north, leans toward Israel and Greece. Together, they form a silent triangle of cybersecurity cooperation, joint naval drills, encrypted intelligence exchanges, possibly even shared satellite links. In today's world, wars aren't just fought with guns. They're fought with algorithms. The next strike may not hit a city. It may shut down a grid. And that's where Cyprus and Unit 8200 come in. As India eyes this region for trade and diplomacy, it must also understand the digital game being played just beneath the surface. Is Cyprus just a bridge to Europe or a node in the world's most advanced cyber conflict zone? The truth is out there, if you know where to listen. India-Iran Nexus, with a similar goal to extract nuclear-related information on common enemy, calls for traces of raw assets collaborating against Turkey, Iran, Pakistan. What is Unit 8200? Israel's equivalent of the NSA specializes in SIGINT, signals intelligence, cyber warfare, hacking surveillance, artificial intelligence in intelligence gathering. What is RA's role? India's external intelligence agency specializes in covert ops abroad, especially Pakistan, China, Middle East, strategic human intelligence, liaison with foreign intelligence services. RA has increasingly moved into cyber espionage and digital intelligence in the last 15 years. Artificial intelligence in intelligence gathering, where Unit 8200 and RA likely collaborate. Domain nature of cooperation. Cybersecurity, joint cyber drills, malware defense systems, surveillance technologies. Counterterrorism, tracking Islamist cells, ISIS affiliates, and cross-border threats. Pakistan strategy, monitoring Pakistan's ISI activities and nuclear movements. China monitoring coordinated electronic intelligence on PLA communications and Belt Road installations. Tech transfer. India uses Israeli tech in defense, AI, and surveillance, often through startups. How the Nexus works? Not through official embassy-to-embassy channels, but via private defense contractors linked to Unit 8200. Joint training programs in EU-neutral zones like Cyprus, Georgia, or Greece. Shadow funding of surveillance technologies used in Kashmir, India, and external theaters. Pegasus spyware, used by several governments including India, was built by NSO Group, founded by ex-Unit 8200 operatives. Drone tech AI-based surveillance deployed in India's borders is frequently sourced from Israeli firms with deep cyber intelligence roots. Cross-reference metadata leaks, like Edward Snowden files, suggest RAW and Mossad/8200 have exchanged terror pattern data related to Afghanistan, UAE, and Iran. Shadow funding of surveillance technologies used in Kashmir, northeast India, and external theaters. Both India and Israel operate under secrecy doctrines, plausible deniability, and compartmentalization. Collaborations in third countries, like African or Gulf states, allow both to avoid direct political blowback. Neither agency formally acknowledges their tech alliances, despite political ties between leaders being very public. Strategic take. India and Israel, through RAW and Unit 8200, are creating a cyber intelligence axis, quiet, lethal, and mutually beneficial, focused on countering Pakistan, monitoring China, and redefining modern surveillance diplomacy.
As tensions escalated in the Middle East, India's Prime Minister made a pivotal yet understated visit to Cyprus, underscoring the significance of this island's strategic location. Amid the backdrop of global crises, Modi's arrival symbolized a commitment to strengthening bilateral ties with a nation that is often overlooked but quietly influential in the Mediterranean landscape. Cyprus, bridging Europe and Asia, holds potential as a platform for India to assert its presence on the global stage. This visit signals India's recognition of the intricate web of alliances and partnerships necessary for navigating today's complex geopolitical terrain. Through dialogues and engagements, India aims to expand its footprint while fostering stability in a region facing uncertainty. As the world watches the unfolding narratives, this seemingly modest trip may yield substantial diplomatic and economic collaborations, cementing Cyprus's role in India's broader strategic vision. Officially, the visit centered around trade, diplomacy, and regional connectivity. Statements were warm, flags were exchanged, and the headlines moved on. Cyprus has long been a covert listening post, hosting British bases, EU signals units, and recently, drawing deeper coordination from Israeli intelligence structures, including the elusive Unit 8200. Sources suggest that the Modi delegation quietly met with strategic assets from Israel's cyber intelligence wing, Unit 8200, and India's RAW operatives stationed in Mediterranean outposts. This wasn't a public spectacle. No red carpets, no military parades, just encrypted handshakes and data transfers, out of sight yet perfectly synchronized.